Welcome. This is the special Christmas edition, the 12 Days of Christmas. Beer. I apparently stopped partway through that sentence.
It's like your brain hiccuped there for a second.
Exactly.
I think you need to do like a reboot.
Okay, here we go.
Control Alt Delete.
Hang on.
Delete.
Control Z. Control Z. Here we go. And we're live! Welcome to the latest episode of the Crafty Boys, where our webcams are not quite level, but that's okay because we sit around here, drink beer, and do stuff. And this particular episode is number 5 in the 12 days of, I was about to say the 5 days of Christmas, the 12 days of Christmas, which is a package of beer that we are consuming from Parallel 49. No, it's not Parallel 49.
No,
wow.
it's not.
It's Phillips Brewing, Malting, and Co. in Victoria, BC, who have created a thing called the Space Case, where we drink beer and talk about it. So
that's right.
There we go.
12 unique beers that you can't get anywhere else.
Exactly.
So 2 have already kind of knocked us off of our socks there.
Out of our socks, off our socks, in our socks.
In our socks, out of our
socks. The 2 beers that we're referring to are the
Italian Pilsner.
Italian Pilsner from day 2, I think.
Yeah, and yesterday's single hop pale ale.
That's right, which was very, very good. And today's entry into the 12 Days of Christmas is something called the Second Breakfast Coffee Kolsch. Now, I'll read off the thing as per usual. So let's see what here it says. Now, for each of these beers, they have this thing called the flavor notes, which actually gives us basically 3 or 4 words to describe the flavors. Refreshing, fruity, coffee, snappy. I'm already concerned because of the fruity and coffee being so close together, but that's okay. The English word dinner, from the Old French déjeuner, referred originally to breaking a fast until its meaning shifted in the mid-13th century and was given to the first meal of the day. It was not until the 15th century. Sorry, it sounded like somebody flushing a toilet for a second.
Oh, somebody's running the faucet.
The 15th century that breakfast came into use in the written language to describe a morning meal, literally a breaking of the fasting period the night has just ended. So this one rocks in at 4.5% alcohol by volume. Its ingredients are water. Now, this is usually what you see is water, barley, hops, and yeast. However, this one is water, barley, flaked corn, hops, yeast, and coffee. So this should be interesting.
Yeah, I think so. Now, we have had coffee stouts. We've had coffee porters, coffee lagers. I think this is the first time we've ever had coffee kolsch.
I was expecting this to be a bit darker. No, this is very...
a kolsch is very light.
But I just thought with the coffee that it would be a little bit darker, more like an amber. But no, this is totally sticking to where its roots are. So that's pretty good.
You can really smell the coffee.
Holy shit! Wow, actually, that's
wow.
That's really surprising. I was not expecting that at all. Like, this is like you're like, for those, of course, you can't smell it. Although I did read just recently about a new television technology that allows you to lick the screen to taste what's on the screen. How it works, I don't know, but apparently it's now a thing.
Try it.
Hang on. But it smells like coffee that is like the full coffee bean that you would maybe have like in baking and stuff like that. It's not like doesn't smell like a coffee, like a cup of coffee. It's the raw ingredients of that. So here we go.
Wow.
That is the first time I've had a beer that actually tasted like coffee.
I'm going to disagree with that. I think there's others that have entered that realm.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm going to name off a beer. It's not a Kolsch.
Okay.
It is a from Lighthouse Brewing, also here in Victoria. They have a coffee lager that they put out that I think tastes very similar to this.
Have we had any coffee lager beers on the show ever?
Yes. We had the Night Watch from Lighthouse, is the one I was just talking about.
I thought that one was. I thought that was a stout.
No, I think you're thinking of the Bean Me Up from Fuggles and Warlock.
Oh, right.
This one here is very good. Now, I did some reading up on what a Kolsch style beer is. So a Kolsch is actually a protected term, in that it has to be brewed within 50 kilometers of the city of Cologne in Germany.
Really?
But that protection is only in the EU. Outside of the EU, it's not protected, so anybody can use it. So it's just why Phillips can use the term.
Right. So basically, they can thumb their nose at the number of cookies that are being used on a particular coffee based Kolsch. Okay, cool.
Yeah. But this is very good. I mean, quaffable, light.
I'm impressed.
Effervescent, and it gives you that coffee taste. I don't know if it gives you a caffeination kick or anything like that, but definitely highly drinkable. This is a winner in every sense of the word.
I agree with you, because this is basically it's hitting all the notes that I like. Let's take a peek at Untapped and just to see what the second breakfast.
And while you're doing that, let me just say, unlike other coffee beers, which sometimes leave like a bit of an off aftertaste, this one doesn't. This one it dissipates in the mouth, and
there's a lot of beers out there that give you that kind of it's not overly unpleasant, but it's just you wouldn't have it normally. Okay, so basically for this particular beer, it looks like we're seeing a rating on the website for this one being higher than yesterday's beer. We're talking like yesterday was about 3.4. This one seems to be clocking in at about 3.7. So that is quite impressive compared to some of the other ones. So yeah.
And those ratings, I don't know how much stock you can put in them, because like people are going to have wildly different tastes. Some people are going to love this. Some people are going to hate it, right? It depends.
Exactly. And I think that for this particular one, let's see what people are saying here. So basically, there's a lot of people that are just giving it a decent rating. And it looks like here's the one thing I don't like about Untapped is that the rating does not require verbiage. So I kind of wish there would be some time where we'd see people leaving a little bit of verbiage about what they experienced. Like Swamp Ape from whatever the hell brewery that is in Florida. Horrible beer, and I hope they burn down in a fire. But I'm kidding.
On Untapped is rated 4.5.
So yeah, I know this is the problem, right? Is that everything is subjective, but sometimes you just want to go, dude, I'm sorry, your subjectiveness is just broken. Like there's something wrong with your taste buds. You need to get that checked out. Yeah. But for this particular beer, overall, I love it. I love the color. I love the taste. I love the smell, which is a weird thing to say about a beer. Because a lot of beer tend to smell the same, and you usually are surprised with what you have going on in your mouth. But this one actually, there's some that coffee tends to really punch through the general smell of a beer, but this one, it doesn't punch through in a bad way. It's actually very nice and even.
It's very nice. Everything is well-rounded. Beautiful beer. Beautiful beer.
I love it. I'm impressed.
I'd buy it again if I could.
Phillips, I beg you, please next year make an advent calendar, because if this is what you're doing with 12, imagine what you could do with 24. So thank you for this. Overall, I gotta say, good beer, and don't forget, we'll be back in about an hour and 15 minutes, and for the weekly show where we'll be drinking beer. Specifically, Alan and I have the same one. I don't know what other people are going to bring to the table, but At least we both will have the same thing. But there you go. So see you guys in a little bit. And otherwise, keep checking back, share the wealth, blah, 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 blah. Click all the things you got to click. And otherwise, we'll leave it at that. As always, Alan, please take us out.